right now.
Everyone, welcome. Welcome to this amazing evening. And it will be amazing. You will be amazed at what your body is capable of. And Dr. Shakira, who is a certified iridologist and naturopathic doctor, is going to share with you her experience with seeing through the eyes of her clients. And we're especially excited now because everybody's looking at the gut, how important it is. And she is going to share with us all what she has witnessed as an iridologist in regards to the connection between your gut health and what you can see in your eyes. Thank you so much for being here. If you happen to just come on, remember to please mute yourself, and we are going to have now Dr. Shakira Moore.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so pleased to be here. First, let's get a roll call, right? And thank you for that introduction, Dr. Nalani. I really appreciate you. How many of us have heard about iridology, right? How many of us have heard about iridology? Put a one in the chat, right? If you've heard about it before, put a one in the chat. Okay, I see some ones. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we're all right. Loving it. Loving the ones. Okay. So what I am about to share with you, first I'm going to go into my story and then I'm going to show you real gut transformations based upon clients' iris that I have been working with during their detox program. Okay. So how I started. It all began, I would say, almost 10 years ago now. Still trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do in this world, right? I mean, as we all are. And I don't know how it came up, but my mother told me her story of iridology. And she just told me that she had this really bad ache and pain in her right side. And she went to doctors, went to medical doctors. They could not figure it out. I kid you not. Going back and forth, running every test. They're like, listen, we don't know what to do for you. So we're going to give you this pain medication, send you on your way. If you come back, we know it didn't work, but this is the best we can do. Well, the pain medication didn't work. So, my grandmother at the time, she says, I told you to go to that iridologist. And this is Dr. Gonzalez. I'm not sure if you guys are from Brooklyn or familiar with iridologists in New York. Dr. Gonzalez, she said, "Okay, I'm gonna go." And with nothing to lose, she's like, let's get this done. She wasn't a full believer, but she believed in her mother, my grandmother. And 2 minutes into sitting in the iridologist chair, he said, "You have gallstones." And she's like, "What?" Like, and she was familiar with it because her friend literally 2 or 3 weeks prior just had her gallbladder removed. And they're in their late 20s at the time. This is in the mid 90s, right? And so she's like, "Well, how do I get this? How did I get this?" And Dr. Gonzalez said, "Well, the foods you've been eating, the fatty foods or, like sodas and sugars." And she was like, "Yeah, and that's what I've been doing." So he gave her a remedy to pass the stones. And by Monday, she did it on Friday. By Monday, stones were gone, no more pain. And she just described these little green peas coming out. And I was wowed. I said, someone can look into your eyes and just look in that specific zone and tell you exactly what it was. And the tests were ran constantly, weeks, and couldn't figure it out. I was like, this is it. This is my carved out space in the world. And so that's when I went to school. My mother put me through school for iridology and naturopathy. And here I am almost 10 years later doing the same thing for many people around the world. Many people know me for my Flush Your Liver Challenge. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I'll share a little bit because we're going to be talking about the gut. We're going to be talking about the liver. All right. So let's share the screen. Okay. Someone says, "I had it done." It works. You had what done specifically? So that is it the liver, the cleanse? And let's get this up and running. Let's pull this up. All right, we got a lot of people coming in. All right, let's get this going. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So we're going to share the screen now.
As she's doing that,
Okay.
you can see that Claude had iridology done and
Oh, okay.
he was healthy.
Yes. Yes. So this is I'm just I get all excited sharing this. I want to get it. Can you guys see this? I don't want
Yes,
to mess up the recording. Okay, good. Because this is for all of the people here on the call and for those who are watching the recording too. Right? So the proof is in your iris. See your gut through your eyes. Okay. Is someone have ability? Let's see. What is going on here? Okay. Let's move forward. Something is happening. All
oh,
right. All right.
yes.
Let me stop sharing for a second because there's like interruption. One moment. We got some difficulties happening. All right. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's mm, all right. I'm not sure what's happening.
It appears someone has access to the screen and
Okay.
is writing on the screen.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I can stop. Yeah, it says only one person can share, but why
Mhm.
is it not? Okay, let's figure this out. All right, so this is not the right one, but we're gonna go into the other one. Hold on. One
Okay.
moment, one moment. I know the recording is like, all right, so this is
Yeah.
it. Is this it? I hope that's it. Okay, no, that's not it. All right, one second, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what's going
Okay.
on.
That's okay. Everyone
Um,
here, while Dr. Shakira is looking at that, please put a one in the chat if you take probiotics.
let's
Put another
see.
one in the chat if you
All right.
buy probiotics. Let's see how many of us use
There we go.
probiotics. One
Okay,
person
there we go.
uses probiotics. That's interesting. Ah, here they come. Okay.
Okay, finally, let's do this. Thank you for holding it down, Dr. Delati. All right. So the proof is in your iris. Okay, thank you all for your patience. What's technology without delay, right? So we're gonna watch a real iris transformation that reveals how gut healing shows up in the eyes. And you can really learn how iridology lets you track your health in real time. So this is what we will cover, right? We'll cover the basics of iridology and its place in natural medicine. It doesn't give iridology, the science itself, doesn't get the shine that it deserves. And a lot of us are still catching up to it. So we have to spread this information because a lot of us are unaware that you hold the blueprint to your own health. Gut health transformation using iridology, real patient iris improvement of the gut. By the way, she took Juice Plus faithfully for 6 months. Okay. Understanding the gut and liver highway and iridology and nutrition. That's so important. So, again, what is iridology? A lot of you have already heard of it, right? You're like, I've had this done before, and it's amazing. Some of you have may not have heard of it. So let's just go into the basics, right? Iridology, your iris is your God-given health blueprint. Your God-given health blueprint. Everyone has a unique iris, and we are all born with
Hi,
these different
I'm getting
markings.
so.
Please mute yourself so we don't ruin the recording, please. Thank you. So every one of us have unique irises where it will show, even from childhood, even from birth, what you can potentially go through in your lifetime. So if I'm looking at a baby's iris, which I have, right? I have seen 6-month-old babies' irises. There can be markings in specific organ zones. Doesn't mean that the baby is ill at the moment, but it can literally show what the child can go through throughout childhood, even adulthood, and how you can take care of your children the best way based upon their blueprint. So the iridology is the study of the iris, which is your color part of your eye, analyzing colors, patterns to attain a person's current, and I meant to put present, what past, current, and future stages of health. Iridology is the one, if not the only, diagnostic tool to reveal organ, gland, and systemic health before the actual disease can manifest. So I'm going to tell you another story. I love telling stories, and I trust that you love hearing them, all right? While my mother was waiting in the iridology office, she encountered an older woman, and she's like, you going to get your, I'm going to say it in the way my mother told me. She said, you going to get your iridology from Dr. Gonzalez? And my mother, she's young. She's like, yeah, because she was scared. She didn't know what to think of what she's about to do. And she said, well, you better listen to everything he said. Last year, he told me to watch my breast. He said, you need to take care of your breast. You need to start a protocol on your breast. And she was so adamant nothing was wrong. She had just had a mammogram, and the mammogram detected nothing, no follow-ups or anything. Well, a year later, she was called back after her mammogram, and they found a lump in her breast. So she was back in Dr. Gonzalez's office to listen to his guidance. And my mother was like, wow. I was like, wow. So, and it's breast health month, right? And that's another event that I'm going to be doing next Tuesday in person in Atlanta. So if you guys are out here in Atlanta, the breast blueprint, I'm going to be talking about breast health and how to use these sciences to your advantage. All right. So this means not only can your iris reveal health issues such as gut, liver, reproductive, we can decode the stage before you feel any symptoms, and we can track your healing process. So you may not be feeling any gut issues, right? You may not be having any symptoms of reproductive challenges, but the eyes don't lie, and it will show it. And a lot of times, I'll see things. I'm like, oh, I don't feel anything. Great. We don't want you to feel anything. See, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is actually cheaper than cure. Okay. So I don't want you to wait for you to feel something. I want you to, let's tackle it now so you never feel anything. But we do have this thing that we wait until disease arrive. We wait until we feel like horrible. And then that's when we're like grabbing for things like, where's the medication? Where's this? So my job on this planet, one of my jobs is to help you to attain really, really good health and become a ninja when it comes to your health. A ninja does not wait to be attacked. It attacks first. All right. So just really quickly, let's just check out this iris here. And if you guys can hear me okay, please put a one in the chat. All right. Let me know your thoughts so far. How are you feeling so far? Right. I love feedback. I love communication. So go ahead and blow up the chat. All right. Now, let's take a look at this iris, 7 years of age, right? And so, remember we talked about this science can help you take care of your children better. I have seen over 500 irises, men, women, children, elders. I have seen so many cases that has helped me to better help families take care of themselves and also their children. Okay, so if you look at this iris here, notice around the pupil, that is your gut nutritive zone. That is your gut nutritive zone. And when it's darkened, how you see it here in this iris, there's something wrong. There's something off with the gut microbiome. And take a look at that, the words that I put next to the arrows, right? It's called gall. And some of you are familiar with that. We're going to be getting into probiotics and the immune system, and that GALT, right? What is that? Gut-associated lymphoid tissue, which is really 70% of your immune system is in your gut. That's what GALT is. Gut-associated lymphoid tissue is your 70 percentage of immune system in your gut. And specifically, this arrow is pointing to the Peyer's patches of the gut, which holds a lot of lymphoid tissue, which helps you to protect yourself against disease and poor pathogens. So notice there are markings in this child's iris. Okay, so if your child's complaining about a lot of stomach aches, or they're always like they're missing a lot of days of school, they're always feeling ill, we need to check their iris. Let's check their gut. Let's correct the gut so that they can have better immune function. Immune defense function is what I like to call it. All right. So this is my one of my favorites to talk about. I've when I went to school, I studied on we studied under Dr. Bernard Jensen. He's known as the father of American iridology. And his daughter-in-law, Dr. Ellen Jensen. And so we've heard many a times, right? How many of us have heard, even through Hippocrates, or that everything begins in the gut, right? Disease starts in the gut, right? We've all heard that, right? Go ahead and put a 4-4 if you've heard and you innately know that disease starts in the gut. Well, doing research, and this is almost now 2 years, I said, wow, I have to take a step back because it's not just the gut. We have to really pay attention to the liver too. And so we have all of these different axes or highways, we like to call it: gut, liver, gut, reproductive, gut, kidney. But the liver is missing from the scene. So I like to say the liver is the teacher and the gut is its student. And let me explain why. Okay. Now look at this iris here. Notice the marking in the liver zone. And then also around, remember, around that pupil is the gut, is the stomach, gut, intestine zone. See how dark it is? And see all of those lines coming from it based upon looking at the original color of the iris. Okay. Most of the irises I've seen, I've never seen an iris that had gut issues and didn't have a liver issue as well, and vice versa. It all comes as a package, right? But what connects the gut and the liver is this portal, this bridge called the portal vein. So notice I said that word portal. Remember the bridge, it carries these products, these nutrients. It also carries the microbes and the toxins to the liver, right? From the gut to the liver for filtration. And then it decides what gets released into general circulation or general pop. So the real key is that if you have fatty liver, due to poor bile flow, which is due to gallstones, that worsens your gut. It worsens gut inflammation and it causes permeability, which is leaky gut. So I like to say that disease not only starts in the gut, but we have to look at the liver as well. All right. And that's where a lot of people, and I hope it doesn't frighten anyone here, but a lot of people don't know if they're walking around with gallstones until they are under attack. Like when you're in that pain that I told you, that story that my mom had, that is when it was like overload. But you can be walking around with gallstones and don't even know it. All right. I've had many of people do my Flush Your Liver challenge, pass stones, and was like, what the heck is that? I didn't even know that was in my body. Their gut was feeling better. Energy was better. It's amazing how when you connect these two highways, gut and liver together, what you can do for your overall systemic health. All right. You following me here? I really trust that you're following me here. Okay. Remember that we're not taking away that the gut is the root of all dis-ease, but we have to connect the liver in that equation too. All right. We're also going to connect how probiotics, right? As Dr. Nalani asks, if you are on probiotics, how it not only helps the gut, but it helps liver enzymes as well. All right. So the gut liver flow sets the microbial climate, right? Let's see. We got some people coming in. Ooh, 43 comments. I'm going to check that in a minute, y'all. All right. Loving the communication. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. If you're learning something, Put a 4-4 in the chat. If you learning something tonight, please put a 4-4 in the chat. All right. Loving it, loving it. All right. The gut microbiome isn't just a collection of bacteria, right? Your microbiome. It is also a vast ecosystem governed by bowel flow. Now, bile is naturally alkaline and it comes from your liver, it's produced there, it goes into your gallbladder, stores there. And then when you begin to eat, every time you eat, there's a hormone that releases that signals, okay, we need to digest this fat. We need to digest this food. So now the bile gets released into the opening of your small intestine and goes into the rest of the stomach and the intestines so that you're neutralizing acid, all right, especially if you're eating foods that requires more acid secretion, right? I'm talking about the fried foods, right? I'm talking about, all the things that we love. Right? So we have to think on a scientific level with our bodies that every time we're eating these foods, I'm going to look at it and say, does this food require more acid secretion? And is it going to tire out my gut and liver system, right? And so just a little fun fact, what I like to do, and I've been doing this for a little while, I like to squeeze lemon on my foods. I know some people have already heard of that. Listen, it's a game changer. I literally just had like spring green salad and green beans. I didn't even salt it. I just squeezed lemon on it. Lemon is so powerful for acid reduction. Okay. So if you want to help with your gut and liver, lemon, 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 and also limes as well. Okay, back to the program. So fatty liver and bowel duct pressure from gallstones. Remember, we talked about that. Okay. Some of us may be carrying that and we may not know it, right? Causes bowel regurgitation, right? So this bowel regurgitation, it strips their stomach lining, literally. And a lot of us know about that, especially we're learning so much about the gut. The gut is a buzzword right now. So we're learning so much about the gut microbiome. So once it strips the stomach lining in the intestines, what does it do? It destroys beneficial microbes. All right. And bile regurgitation is like the reverse bile flow. So you see how the arrows that I have it, liver produces bile, gallbladder stores bile, duodenum releases through intestines. Well, it does it backwards, going into the stomach first. The stomach can't take that. It's too alkaline to take that. It needs acid first, right? So it disrupts the harmonic flow, and now we're destroying really good microbes in our gut and in our liver as well. So these friendly bacteria die off, killing lactobacilli, which we'll talk about how you can get that, right? We never talk about a problem without providing a solution, right? So it kills lactobacilli and bifidobacteria, the same microbes that maintain a healthy gut pH and produce short chain fatty acids such as butyrate. And we talked about butyrate in the last recording. If you guys want access to that, we talked about I forgot the title of it, but I have it on my YouTube if you guys want the recording to how we really went into butyrate and mental health, right? Your mood and things like that. All right. So this is so important if you suffer from acid reflux. Right? You suffer from gastritis, all of these different stomach issues, bloating after meals, bloating after anything. And you eat anything and you're just like bloated. This is crucial for you to understand this ecosystem in your body so that you know how can I eat foods that requires less acid secretion, and then how can I put those good pro, and create postbiotics in my system. All right. So here we are. I didn't think it was going to be this fast, but boom, it's in your face. All right. Gut health transformation shown in the iris. Okay. We got some more people coming in. All right. Now, the top photos are from Dr. Bernard Jensen's book. Right. He had a patient, and this is how his iris looked before detoxification. Notice the pupil is large, right? Notice that your pupil changes too as you detox, as you're more calm. Okay, this is a dilated pupil, so that means the adrenals were like screaming. Now look at the iris after detoxing. It's like night and day. night and day. Now, the bottom photos, and these are photos that clients took themselves. If I have photos just like the top, as you've seen previously, the 7-year-old child with my iridology camera. But when my clients take them themselves, I have to be like, oh my God, like let me gut, like I gotta blow this up so that we can really, really see what's going on here, right? So this is actual client gut transformation, specifically the large intestine, the sigmoid. That's the last part of the intestine where your feces or your waste go so that you can release it out through the rectum, okay? And she followed through. Right. She followed through the program for 6 months. I check my client's iris every 6 months, 6 to 8 months. I like to do 6 to 8 months, right? And so because in that time period, we can see things lightening up. Notice that the iris here, you see how dark it is in the sigmoid here? And then you see how white it is here in this area, that marking here, where it was once dark, has lightened up in that zone. Okay. And even here, this is also the lymphatic area as well. So she reported frequent bowel movements. She had less bloating and pain after meals. And her main thing that she told me was better skin health. That was so important to her. Just that glow. And that comes from, of course, we know cleansing the gut. And also, don't forget about cleansing your liver too. They're both connected. All right. Remember, they have a bridge together, right? That portal vein. Don't forget that portal vein that connects the gut to
To your
your liver. Make sure you guys mute yourselves as you are joining in. Okay, make sure you guys mute yourselves as you're joining in. Thank you so much. All right. So this is so important. Why? Because again, iridology doesn't get the flowers, right? In I would say more so in the early 1900s is when it was like looked at a lot of natural sciences was denounced as quackery, right? Uh-oh, let me see. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know why that's going on. Okay, I don't know what's happening with my Zoom. Let's just keep it flowing. We're gonna get to Q&A as well. We're almost at the end mark too. All right. So less bloating, pain after meals. But again, I'm gonna go back to what it's saying that iridology doesn't get the flowers that it deserves. Okay. And it needs to because we hold the blueprint to our very own health. And so if we keep going in circles and we're having these challenges, but the eyes already told you the story well before those pains came into play. Okay. So that is so important to really just make a mental note of. And the key is this is why our health is just not thriving the way it should, right? We're not eating enough plants, right? Plants over everything. And that's one of my next slides. Plants over everything, right? In fact, the majority of the US population, we consume less than 1 cup of fruit and 1.5 cups of vegetables every day, right? Juice Plus helps bridge the gap between what we should be eating, right? Of course, we should be eating those good things and what you do eat every single day. And we're going to talk about that Juice Plus. And by the way, the client that I've shown, not only she took Juice Plus, but she changed her whole lifestyle around. She took away a lot of like, the vegan process. She was already like plant-based, but really getting into being plant-based, cooking with real plant foods, right? And so this is when we merged iridology and nutrition, plants over everything. Right. So how can you bridge the gap? We're not here to look down on you. Oh yeah, you're eating this way, you're eating that way. Absolutely not. We're here to encourage you to put more of that good stuff, more of good fiber in your body so that eventually you will want more of what's on this plate, right? We know that eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables is important on the path to good health. Bridging the gap is so important when it comes to Juice Plus because it helps you get what's missing from your diet with whole food nutrition every single day, right? All your fruits, all your vegetables, right? Your acerola cherries, which is super high in vitamin C, your berries. How many of us are getting bilberries every day? Your greens, which fiber, which helps move that waste, which when that waste stays in the colon in your intestines, causes inflammation and destroys the good bacteria. Okay, so we want to balance out the gut pH. We want to uh, really help our gut microbiome thrive with real good food. Okay, and this is what you'll be getting every single day. So, why Juice Plus is considered this high level nutrition? I was looking for something, constantly looking for something to give to my clients, to suggest to my clients, right? Herbs are great. I love herbs, but we really need to bridge that nutrition. And that's when I started to listen to Dr. Nalani talk about Juice Plus, and that's how I joined 5 years ago. And I can say it's the best, one of the best decisions I've made for myself, my family, and then also helping my clients as well. All right. And this is the same capsules that you've seen in the last slide. Now it's in this amazing superfood. So it's nutrition evolve. It's literally nutrition on the go. All right. A blend of 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries all in this one packet. So we've come to it, right? We talked about the gut, we talked about the liver, we talked about probiotics, prebiotics, we talked about all of that. But why do you need probiotics? And this new product that Juice Plus just released called Super Biome delivers just that. All right. Restores. Why choose the Super Biome, which has the pro and the pre? The prebiotics and the probiotics. So why choose Juice Plus Super Biome? Well, it restores the good microbial community in your gut. It strengthens the intestinal barrier. We talked about leaky gut and outcompeting harmful bacteria, right? So you got to think of what the harmful bacteria is in constant fight with the good bacteria. So it outcompetes that. Right. And that produces that endotoxin. Think endotoxin hormones. So when you have better gut, you have better hormone clearance, right? Where my ladies at that's dealing with menopause or people that's dealing with high estrogen levels, your liver is responsible for getting rid of excess estrogen. Also, the gut is responsible for that too. But if you have too much harmful bacteria, this LPS, this endotoxin, well, that estrogen is going to stay there. It's going to lay dormant. And now you have this excess hormone, and the hot flashes are heating up. It's just worse than ever. And so we don't have to go through that. That's not something that we're destined to go through, right? When you take care of your gut and liver highway, right? Lowering systemic inflammation and oxidative stress. And this is all with the probiotics and the prebiotic in the super biome. Okay. Now, Healthy Starts, this program is amazing. And family, I know it says we have 3 minutes left. We have so many people on here, and I know you guys are going to have questions. So, Dr. Nilani, can you please drop your Zoom link in the chat? Can we log into your Zoom so that once this ends, can we go on there and answer any questions? Because I'm wrapping it up now, but I want to make sure that I answer questions that people have. Is that okay?
Absolutely. I'm putting it
Yes.
right
Yeah,
now.
if you can drop it now, and then we're all going to meet on that Zoom family. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's happening with my Zoom. We're gonna work on that. Okay. All right. So healthy starts leads to healthy outcomes. All right. And this is the program that we have for children. It's free. Juice Plus is completely free for children. We're in that season. And remember when I talked about in the beginning that the child 7 years young, where it showed the gut associated lymphoid or the immune system, which is 70% in your gut, and it showed that his was dark, right? How many children, and we look in their eyes, which I've seen a lot of children, that it shows that, right? How can we help them miss less days of school? How can we help them visit the doctor less? How can we help them drink more water, right? Let's get real plants in their system, not just some days, every day. And it's not, oh, I'm hounding them. I'm like fighting with them. You're giving them real food in gummy form. You're giving them the superfood. You can put the powders on their applesauce or put the powders in their juice. Slip it in any way, but it's getting into their systems. And again, did I mention that Juice Plus gives their products for free when you as a parent pay for your own order? So this is your commitment to your health. You've listened to it, right? You're like, man, I'm sold. She doesn't need to say anything else. We talked about the gut liver highway. We talked about how important iridology is. We talked about how the eyes can change, which will reflect your health in real time. Now it's time for you to say, you know what? I need this. And the way, before we go to the next Zoom, and I really, really encourage you to click the next Zoom link. Please do not forget to do that. I want to answer your questions. But what I want to say is that this is how the brain works. The brain is always looking for things we need to survive. And I look at Juice Plus as this is part of my survival, right? This is not a negotiation. This is like, yeah, I need this in my life. All right. What can I do to get that? And when I seen the breakdown of the price, I'm like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. All right. So we're gonna go to the next Zoom, guys. I do apologize for any delay or miscommunication in this Zoom link. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and we're gonna go ahead and go to the next one. I'm gonna check the comments and we're gonna stop this recording so that you guys can get that. All right. Thank you so much. All right, for being here. And let's go to the next Zoom link. Please do not forget to tap on it. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm going to stop the recording.